step in. Grace Nganga, KTN News, Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Grace Nganga. Meanwhile, Justices Eric Ogolla, Freda Mugambi, and Anthony Murima have been tasked with consolidating, hearing, and determining the petitions filed by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua against his impeachment motion set to be heard in the Senate beginning this Wednesday. The empanelment comes after Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua exuded confidence in the judiciary's ability to uphold the will of the people. And as Ashley Mazuri now reports, the third arm has exercised restraint in this matter, declining several times to not interfere, or rather declining several times to interfere in the political process.
A bench of 3 judges will now hear close to 30 petitions filed by the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. They are Justice Eric Ogolla, Lady Justice Freda Mugambi, and Justice Anthony Murima. This move follows a ruling made by Justice Lawrence Mugambi, who on Friday last week referred the matter to the Chief Justice, since the case had raised serious constitutional questions significant enough to warrant a multi-judge bench. The empanelment comes barely days after embattled Deputy President Gachagua pinned his faith on the judiciary to fairly prosecute his impeachment motion, reiterating the will of the people is sovereign.
Our judiciary is very professional, and I have no doubt in my mind that our eminent judges will protect and uphold the Constitution.
There has, however, been an argument between legal minds on what the Constitution says about impeaching a deputy president. Some lawyers argue that the Parliament is vested with the responsibility of oversight over the executive and the conduct of its officers. Therefore, impeachment as envisaged by the drafters of the Constitution is a quasi-judicial political process, not a judicial process.
And so the Constitution, forward-looking, imagined a space for maybe revisiting and for politics, and therefore raised the threshold. And so it is within the arm they are exercising the power of the people.
Despite the numerous cases filed by the Deputy President's camp seeking to halt the impeachment, the courts seem reluctant in interfering with the process due to the doctrine of separation of powers between the 3 arms of government. The independence of the legislative arm of the government is anchored in the Constitution. Not even the courts can stop it from doing its work.
Katiba imewapea wabunge nafasi ya kumng'atua mtu yeyote mamlakani asipofanya yale mambo yanagusia mambo ya wananchi.
However, the courts can come in at the tail end of the process to review the process involved and determine if it played by the book. Then there is the philosophy of restraint, which also dictates that the courts should avoid deciding cases that would overturn the actions of other branches. Impeachments are political processes given a legal backing and are meant to address serious misconduct by high-ranking public officials, including presidents, their deputies, and in federal states, federal offices. It is a political safeguard rather than a legal mechanism. If the deputy president is impeached, then the courts might offer recourse depending on the prayers. Ashley Mazuri, KTN News.
Right, meanwhile, the National Assembly has submitted dozens